welcome back. We have a new setup unlocked, kind of. It's a work in progress. It is indescribably hot in the UK at the minute. This is the best day we've had in a while in terms of I feel like I can actually function as a human being, which is very handy because today I'm travelling down to Cornwall for a few days with my best friend Izzy. I do apologise if we're a little bit wonky now. It seems like even the tripod is withering in this heat, but I'm travelling down to London. We are seeing a show this evening. We're going to see Titanique, which I am so excited about. I did find out just after we booked the tickets that in a few weeks' time, Myra Dubois is joining the cast. I am gutted that I didn't hold on because I absolutely love her, but it will still be really, really good. I'm really looking forward to it. And then after the theatre, we're heading to London Paddington Station and we are boarding the night Riviera sleeper train to take us down to Penzance. We're doing this as part of some work with Great Western Railway, who've made these arrangements for us and have also arranged some other things during the trip as well. And I'm going to be documenting that experience as a wheelchair user, primarily for Instagram, so I'm prioritising the short form content. And then we will arrive into Penzance early tomorrow morning to start 3 beautiful nights in Cornwall. I reckon that's all you need to know for now. I will just quickly say if you're new, my name is Pippa. I'm a disabled writer, speaker, content creator. I'm an ambulatory wheelchair user with a chronic illness and I love sharing my little travel adventures when my health allows for them, and I would absolutely love it if you subscribed. Oh, right, I was having indecision, so we've done a quick outfit change. I remember that I've got to go and wipe down my power chair before I used it because I spilled passion fruit martini on it at the weekend, but then we're gonna go. I don't know how I'm gonna film this reel after this because my face hurts from smiling. It's only the interval. My face, like my cheeks have hurt from smiling. This is like the most gloriously camp thing I've ever seen in my life. It's, oh, so good. Also, the access host just came and checked on me while you were here, which I thought was really, really good. I know, iconic behaviour all around. I know, I could see it in you. You were like giddy. You don't have to be on camera, but final verdict.
Stunning.
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 It was so good. My face literally is hurting, but I'd better conserve my energy actually because we've got to go and do a thing now. We're in a taxi, we're on the way to London Paddington, and it is time to get on board a flipping sleeper train. Woo! Oh! I feel ready for a night out now after that. Oh my gosh, what's happened?
I'm popped up, I'm ready to go. I need some glitter, I need some like for the boas. Oh,
all of it right now. We are in. This is so cool. We've just had like a little chat with the train manager person. Don't think he is the train manager actually. Paul, we've had a chat with Paul, very nice guy, explained how everything works to us, and we are in the cabin now. So we've got a top bunk and a bottom bunk. We've got a little hand towel. There's a tray table that drops down here. This actually opens up and we've got a private sink, which is great. We were wondering about how we were going to take makeup off it like later on, but that's going to be fine. There's space under the beds for the luggage, and then in here is like a touch wardrobe, so there's a little tiny bit of hanging space, and there's a couple of bottles of water in there as well, and there's a handy plug for charging up your wheelchair down there as well, which is great. So what else did he tell us? He told us about breakfast, so we've placed a breakfast order, sort of like light continentally sort of options. They had a vegan option, I'm pretty sure they had a gluten-free option. Yeah. And I've just asked about allergens, and he's said he's pretty sure that what I've chosen is fine, but he's actually gone away to check and he's going to come back and tell us as well. So they're taking the allergens seriously, which is great. I will mention if there's any fellow peanut, that might be a bit of an... Yeah, that is the accessible toilet next to us. That's probably the least ideal thing that we've discovered so far, but that's fine. And also, if you do have a peanut allergy, we've just had a wander down to the bar cart. Yeah, there's like the lounge bit down there. It is doable to get through in a wheelchair, actually. I've got the Will C2 and it's a squeeze, but it's manageable. And at the bar they are serving bags of peanuts, so just be aware of that. And that's kind of like, we've took ourselves away and we've enclosed ourselves in our little capsule. Anything else? Showers. There are accessible showers at Penzance. Well, there are showers at Penzance. We have reasons to think they're accessible, and they've just asked if we want to book in a time to have a shower when we get there, so we've done that. So we could choose our time for breakfast, and we've chosen the latest possible time, which was 6:45. Oh, she's eating a wrap. And we have the showers booked for 8:15 and 8:30. So we've got one SOS button on the floor down here, and then where was the other one? And we've also got an SOS button there as well. These are the buttons to operate the cabin. You don't really need the lock thing because we've got a key card instead, and they've just explained for like safety reasons as well that the key cards, the lock codes change every day, so like that's good from a safety perspective and peace of mind as well, definitely. We were just saying what weird adventures we end up. Oh, thank you. Soap. Chowing down on a wrap over there.
Decent free soft drinks.
Lounge was really good.
Ooh.
Lounge had a good array of soft drinks, hot drinks. They turned those off at about 10:30, the hot drinks machine. Water, fruit, biscuits, crisps. I'm a little bit nervous about sleep, but I'm thinking positively, and it could work in my favour. We simply do not know. Hey, friend!
Is it like the thing from The Ring coming down?
Oh my god, it's like something from Stranger Things. Where's your face? Oh my god, there's just so much hair. Right, what do you need to know? Welcome to my bed tour. It's actually so comfy. I could, oh look, a bottle lid. Is that yours? No, it's comfy. I feel very snug. I feel very cosy. Hopefully gonna have a good sleep here. Good morning. Breakfast is served. How cute is this? Just had a knock on the door and everything we've pre-ordered. We've got hot drinks, we've got biscuits, we've got oat milk. Izzy's got yogurt and granola, and I've got vegan porridge, which looks very, very nice, and some jam as well. But what a cute little way to start the day. When we got into Penzance, we headed to the station lounge for a shower, so what I'll do is I'll pop the reel I did in the video now. I travelled by sleeper train for the first time last week, and as an ambulatory wheelchair user, this is how I found it. We used Great Western's night Riviera sleeper train to travel from London Paddington down to Penzance. After a great evening in London, we headed to the station lounge and we could board the train from around 10:30 p.m, ready to set off at 11:45. We'd booked an accessible cabin, which among other things included 2 beds, a private sink, and a handy plug socket for charging my power chair. The accessible cabin is right next to the accessible toilet, so there was a bit of extra noise from this, but it was very handy to have it so close by. The onboard staff were incredible all through our experience, and they talked us through everything we needed to know before we set off. And they also took our breakfast orders and booked us in for showers at Penzance station the next morning. The train stops throughout the night, so I won't sit here and tell you this was my best sleep ever, but the beds were surprisingly comfy and cosy, and having breakfast delivered to the cabin the next morning was the best way to start the day. We got to enjoy our food and hot drinks as the views outside our window got prettier and prettier, and once we disembarked at around 8 a.m, we headed to Penzance Station's lounge. Here I could enjoy an accessible shower and a nice cuppa while we got ready for the day. There are definitely pros and cons to this mode of travel when you have a chronic illness, but this was genuinely such a cool experience, and it left us perfectly placed to embark on a gorgeous adventure in Cornwall. And then bringing you back to the vlog, we got on a train back to Truro, we dropped our bags off at the hotel, which we'll get to later, and then we spent the morning exploring here. vlog. I am very much on the struggle bus today. I'm not feeling brilliant, but despite that we have still managed to have a really lovely time today, and we've just checked into the Alverton Hotel where we're going to be staying for the next 2 nights. We've not seen the room yet, we're just waiting to check in, but it's absolutely beautiful. Oh, what an angel. Thank you. This is the life, isn't it?
I get to keep this as a tip.
We'll see. We'll discuss that. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
I just poured it all down myself.
Jesus Christ.
I was just saying to the vlog, I'm not doing very well today, but I'm okay. I've just dipped the orange juice.
There's even a straw.
Try this again. Maybe I'll just keep it on the table, because clearly I can't be trusted. But even just the bits we've seen so far, it is beyond beautiful here. It seems like a really unique place. Like there's all these like window seats and little nooks. I feel like there's going to be a lot for us to explore here, and I've no doubt the room's going to be absolutely beautiful as well. So really looking forward to seeing it, especially looking forward to getting in, getting my pyjamas on and hopefully having a big old rest, because I think I need it. But we've had a nice morning, haven't we?
I think
It's been good. Truro is great for shopping, which I don't think I would have assumed on first glance, but there's really good charity shops, some really lovely little indie shops, just like unique bits and bobs. So it's been really, really nice, like among all the bigger shops as well. So it's been really, really lovely to just have a wander around this morning. So despite the struggles, stop taking pictures of me. I'm clearly not thriving right now.
I'm sending it to Shelley.
Oh no, let me do it. Let me smile and look like a presentable human, please. Yes, so hopefully we'll have a big rest and then we'll be good to go again later on. Oh, this is really nice. This is really, really... Oh, this is gorgeous. Look at the telephone. The telephone. Where's the tea? I think you've got a coffee machine. We've got slippers. I need to calm down. This is good. This will do. If you're looking for an accessible hotel stay that will make you feel like royalty, the Alverton in Truro is just the place for you. This historic building used to be a convent, but there's now portable ramp access inside. The accessible room on the ground floor was lovely and spacious, spotlessly clean and beautifully decorated too. Domino, woo! The bathroom and the shower seat were great, and I think the best bit for me was the hot drink station where I could fix myself a cuppa to enjoy with my book in front of these beautiful bay windows. Whether you're just looking for a base to explore the area or you're looking for somewhere to truly relax and unwind, our experience here was a gorgeous one, and I really hope we make it back here in the future. Thank you. Woohoo! I don't know how well you'll be. Oh my god, I've still got the line on my forehead. Oh no. Oh my god. I don't know how well you'll be able to hear me, and I don't think I managed to get that on camera, but just had an experience I've never had before on a train, and a very positive one at that, in that the train doors opened and they were going to put the ramp down like they usually would to get me off, and he was like, oh no, I don't think you've got enough room there. I probably could have done it. He was like, no, let's just shift the train. What? Oh, oopsies, hang on. Whee, parkour. He was like, yeah, hang on, we'll just move the train forwards for you so we've got more space. And they literally just shut the doors. He was like, don't worry, you're not going to get left on. I know I'm coming. You're going to drive into a I am alert, I am aware. So yeah, basically, all this to say, they shifted the train forward so I'd have more room to get off. So that is a 10 out of 10 experience I've never had before. So all props to you, Great Western, and whoever was working at Falmouth Docks or on that train service. 10 out of 10. Absolutely brilliant. And now, because the weather is What's the matter?
No, I'm just listening to what you're going to call it.
Oh, stop it. We've been trying... Right, okay, we've been workshopping the name. But the weather's not on our side here, so we've just been doing some, like, tactical Googling on the train, and we have realised that there are a lot of independent bookshops in Falmouth, so I think we're going to do what I was calling a bookshop crawl. What was your favourite name that Google presented you with?
Either the bookshop bushwhack or the bookshop odyssey.
The bookshop bushwhack. I don't think we'll go with that one. Or the bookshop odyssey if we're feeling dramatic. So
Because we are by the sea.
we are by the
Bookshop
sea.
odyssey, I think, sounds a bit better.
So that's the plan for the day. We started off at Secondhand Bookshop Bookmark, where Izzy found part of a series she's been searching for literal years, and then we headed to Falmouth Bookseller. It's worth me saying at this point that I'm an ambulatory wheelchair user, which is quite fortunate really. And although there were some bookshops here that weren't doable at all for me, I did my best to get some proper browsing in regardless. We had a lovely time everywhere, but the highlight of the day was finding Beowulf Books, which was a bookshop pub hybrid with games and seating areas combined with all the amazing shelves of books to explore. Again, I did have to leave my wheelchair outside due to the stairs in here, but it was such a joy to end our day with a drink in a cosy corner here. Okay, I'm just editing this video and I had to pop on because it was only a few seconds long, but that cheese toastie, that vegan cheese toastie that you've just seen, we went into that place called the Pier in Falmouth on an absolute whim because it was starting to rain. We shared a vegan cheese toastie. Best vegan cheese toastie I have ever had in my life, and I do not say that lightly. It was like a work of art. It was wizardry what they managed to do. So if you do ever find yourself in Falmouth, I have thought about that vegan cheese toastie like at least once a day ever since I got back, so that will tell you the strength of my recommendation. Anyway, on we go. Somebody's just come up while I'm waiting for Izzy outside this bookshop, and really nice guy, and he says he runs a charity called Wet Wheels, which I have heard of before, and they do wheelchair accessible boat tours, like to see the dolphins and stuff like that. There aren't any going on today, but if you are planning on visiting this area, I would have absolutely loved to do something like that, so it's worth bearing in mind if you are coming. That sounds really cool. Hello vlog.
Hello, vlog.
Hello vlog, it's me again. If you're still watching by this point, frankly it's a miracle. I'm trying to get away with not doing my makeup again. I just don't have it in me. I've had a little rest, got up, got dressed. We're gonna go for a little drink in the hotel because it's so, everywhere in this place is so lovely. It would be so silly not to, given it's our last night here. And then we are going out for seafood at a place called Hooked, which is supposed to be really nice as well. Oh, I feel like I'm not going to do it as much justice if I explain it.
This is a very famous fantasy series called The Wheel of Time, and Amazon recently, or not recently, but Amazon acquired the rights to make a TV series out of it. And of course, when they did that, they re-released different editions of The Wheel of Time with a great big Amazon sticker on it. Ugh. But the problem is, Joseph already had the vast majority of the Wheel of Time series in this edition.
Joseph is Izzy's partner.
Joseph is Izzy's partner. And we didn't, obviously you don't want to re-get all of the books in the different Amazon edition because these aren't in print anymore. And we were only missing 2. So I have been looking high and low in secondhand shops, charity shops, all over the internet for the last 2 books that were missing in this edition, and randomly in a second-hand bookshop in Falmouth
At the other end of the country.
At the other end of the country, in Cornwall, I found one of the missing books.
And she has been looking, well, they've both been looking so hard for these 2 missing books. Everywhere we go, you go in a charity shop
Yeah.
and try to find specifically one of the 2 books that you're missing, and today she has found one of the books. So that is the accomplishment of the day. That's genuinely amazing though,
It is.
dude.
So now we've got one more.
One more.
And then we've got a full set of all the old editions.
Oh God, it's like holding a brick. Right, I'm gonna go for a rest now. Morning, it's Wednesday today. We're just about to check out of the Alverton and head to our other hotel. Like I said earlier, this stay was really kindly arranged for us and we've had a lovely time here. But we decided to add an extra night onto the trip so that we had another full free day to make the most of. So we are heading over to the Manning's Hotel, which is a little bit closer to town. The plan is we're going to leave our bags there, and then we've got an accessible taxi booked that's going to take us to National Trust Trelissick
I can barely pronounce my own name, chicken. I'm not sure about where we're going.
Okay, right. Thank you for your input.
You're welcome.
Trelissick. It's supposed to be a really lovely country house with beautiful grounds, and they've got a tramper. So very excited for this. So that's the plan for the day, and then we'll head back into Truro and we'll see where the day takes us from there.
Who's the fast one now?
This has to be one of my favourite accessible tramper adventures I've ever had, and it took place in the stunning grounds of Trelissick, just outside of Truro in Cornwall. I rented their on-site tramper through Countryside Mobility, and we spent 2 hours exploring the peninsula here. The gardens are so luscious and bursting with colour and activity, but the paths are really smooth and well maintained, so it was perfect conditions for tramper use. There were a few steep and hilly bits, so perhaps not the best place if you're wanting to try one for the first time, but I absolutely loved exploring here. I think the thing that made it special was not only having the gardens, but also these amazing views of the estuary and seeing all the boats and ferries bobbing along below. There was just something really special about the atmosphere here that I just can't quite put my finger on, but it seemed like lots of the people around us could feel it too. Naturally, we popped into the historic house to enjoy a scone and a nice cuppa, and it wouldn't be a National Trust day without a wander around the gift shop and a little browse in the second-hand bookshop too. Gorgeous scenes for an accessible day out if you ask me. Had a bit of a time jump, I'll catch you up in a bit, but we're just about to check into our room at the Manning's Hotel. We have got a microwave! Yay. See, if we were more disciplined people, we could even eat in here tonight, but I mean, we are on holiday. That will do nicely. Right, what has happened since we last spoke? We've had a lovely day out at Trelissick. Izzy, yeah, maybe. I think the people would like that. We'll get Izzy coming in and doing the vlog, and then I will try and wash her socks in the sink like she's currently trying to do. We have had such a lovely time at Trelissick. The tramper route there has to be probably one of my favourites that I've done maybe ever. We had a look around the house as well. We had a cheeky scone. Got dropped off back into Truro. Oh, she's dropped the soap. As long as it's not the sock. Got dropped off back into Truro. It was only about a 13-minute drive to get to the National Trust. And as a side note, tell me why it's easier to book a wheelchair accessible taxi in Cornwall than it is anywhere else I've been to in the UK. Literally, I'll link the providers down below. They seem to have loads of vehicles. They seem to have a decent amount of wheelchair accessible vehicles. And like, you could just book on the app and there was none of the faff, none of the conversation, none of the back and forth. You could just book it on demand. And the fact that this is such a revelation makes me really sad, but we have had such a good experience with doing that here. So that was definitely a big bonus. And then once again, we've been wandering around the shops in Truro. We've been in charity shops. We've been to the market. The market was on and I've just got myself, where have I put you? I just saw them. Are you okay? Yeah, she's having a crisis. I'm going to show you my new coasters. So there was a really lovely small business called Crafty Cleave. 2 for my living room, like this, nice and sparkly because my living room is pink and blue. And I've also got 1 for my like desk, my study. And then in the charity shop, again, I'm not sure what order you're going to see these videos in, whether the bookcase video will have gone up before, but I've been looking for some little trinkets to fill the empty space on my bookshelf. I thought this was so lovely. I just saw it sitting on the shelf in the Oxfam shop and I thought that'll look really nice on a certain section of my bookcase, so really pleased to find that as well. So quite a successful day all around, really. We haven't got our plans locked down for the evening yet, but I'm going to go and have a little rest and then we will take it from there.
We know it'll keep on going.
I have not processed that we're about to do almost a 5-hour train journey back home, back up to London. It'll be very interesting to compare how this experience is versus the sleeper train, so I'll feed back on that one. But yes, we're travelling from Truro to London Paddington, and then I'm going London King's Cross to York, which is another 2 hours, so it's going to be a very train heavy day, but we've got this. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. Goodness me, we've made it home. That was a heck of a travel day. We left the hotel at 8:30 this morning and I walked in my front door at home at 10 to 7 this evening. Do you know what? It probably sounds worse than it was. The first train did have a big old delay. We were 90 minutes delayed, so we were actually on that one train for 5.5 hours, which is by far, I was going to say by far the longest train journey I've ever done conscious, if we don't count the sleeper train on the way down. Just thought I'd wrap this up with a few thoughts on the sleeper train versus like a typical train journey now, and I'm doing this now because I think I'm going to end up crashing for a few days afterwards. I think it goes without saying that the sleeper train has pros and cons if you're doing it with a chronic illness. If you have noise sensitivity and if you're motion sensitive, that's definitely something you need to prepare for in advance, but I think most of you would know to do that already. The ways I prepared that made things a little bit easier for me were I took my earplugs and my noise cancelling headphones and also my eye mask, but those 3 things come everywhere with me anyway. I took some precautionary travel sickness tablets just in case I needed them. Obviously, if you're making any changes to your medication, it's really important you communicate with a medical professional before you do that. Because we were travelling down on the sleeper train and then we were going on to have a holiday there, I tried to think of everything I would need on the sleeper train and I packed that separately in a carrier bag so that I could just lift that out. I put it in the back of my wheelchair and it meant that I had everything I needed for the train without having to rummage around in the rest of the bag, and that worked out really, really well. I would also say board as early as you can. Like, you can usually get on the train from 10:30 and it doesn't set off until 9:45, so if you can get on earlier, it means you can kind of get all set up and like acclimatise yourself and get sorted and ready for bed before the train sets off and starts moving. So even if you don't feel brilliant when the train is moving, you'll have done everything and you can just lay down instead. They handled the allergies really well, but if that's something you're worried about, or if you're dealing with multiple allergies, it might be best to take your own snacks and your own breakfast. Everybody we've encountered at Great Western, whether it was on the sleeper train or just in general, I think they might have the nicest staff ever. Like, they were so accommodating to absolutely everybody, so that was really good to see. And yeah, on this very long train journey back, we were discussing like, would we prefer to do this train journey in the day? Would we prefer to do the sleeper train? And it was kind of a tie for us. Like, there definitely wasn't one option that was much better than the other, but I think that will really depending on the type of person you are, what the purpose of your travel is. Like, we met people on that sleeper train who it was their Sunday routine to get the sleeper train down on Sunday evening and then go and work their office job on Monday. And I think if you are going to do this with a disability or a chronic illness, if you have any kind of energy impairment or pain, I think make the day after the sleeper train as light as possible, just in case you aren't feeling brilliant. Don't try and overdo it. Don't try and stuff your day afterwards and give yourself the rest that you need. Sometimes I think doing that can really help, like mentally as well as physically, because even if you're laid there like I was thinking, oh gosh, I am struggling to sleep here, you've not got the worry of thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to get through the next day? That can help to alleviate that a little bit. So like I said, there definitely wasn't a clear-cut preference. I do think the sleeper train has a lot of benefits, and obviously the main one, whether you have a chronic illness or not, is that you don't lose a day of travel. Like, you travel over the evening instead, and that frees up an extra day. So in terms of like saving time and making the most of an experience, it probably does make sense to do the sleeper train. But if you are somebody who really struggles and like you're very sensitive to your environment, perhaps travelling in the day and travelling the traditional way might be the one that makes most sense for you. But after our experience and after comparing the two, Izzy and I both said that we would do the sleeper train again, and I think we probably will end up doing the sleeper train again. If nothing else, it was in itself a really cool and a really unique experience, and I'm so glad that we got to do that. Just feel really lucky and really grateful, so just wanted to say again thank you to Great Western Railway for making this happen for us, the sleeper train, and also arranging the itinerary for the rest of the trip. We thoroughly enjoyed our time in Cornwall. And that was the other thing actually. I always thought that to really make the most of Cornwall you needed to have a car and you needed to be able to drive around. And probably that is still true, but what we've found this time is that you can get to a lot of really cool places just by train. And we didn't do it this time, but we were really keeping tabs on the bus stops as well. And if you have Truro as your base, there are loads of the more quaint and smaller places that you can get to on a bus. And we both really wish that we had more time there. It's obviously such a gorgeous county and there's so much to explore. So I'm really, really, really hoping we get to go back in the future. I will pop a link to the night Riviera sleeper train in the description box below. I would love to know if you've done a sleeper train before and how you found it, any of your own tips, or whether it's something that you'd like to do in the future. I would absolutely love to hear that. And now I am going to go and retreat into a little cave and rest and recover, because I definitely haven't been my best self on this trip. There's been a lot going on with like the house move and like the heat wave, and I was definitely in a bit of an energy deficit before I even started, but it was so worth it. The whole trip was so worth it. And I'll just say thank you so much as always for watching. I really appreciate you being here. You can subscribe if you want, and I'll see you next time.